Welcome to the ACP Culinary Center. I'm Chef Tony Aguiar. This is Chef Will Mugg. Today we're going to discuss our latest oven, the AXP22, and how it compares to the AXP20.
First off, we'd just like to start with introducing the visual change between the old oven and the new oven. Obviously, just by looking at it, you can see that the new oven doesn't have the dial that the old oven has. We've eliminated the dial, and also we've gone away from using the touchscreen. This new oven no longer has a touchscreen. So instead of the dial, we have the arrows for moving up and down, left to right. And instead of having the touchscreen, which prompts you for the different change of the menu, program things, we've gone to actual icons on the screen. And then also we've gotten rid of the on-off buttons are different. With the old oven, there actually used to be a button that said off, and then you touch the screen to turn on. Now with the new one, it's just one button, the universal button for on and off, and you just press that to turn it on and off.
One of the really noticeable new features is just the display itself. As you can see, the new one uses a fluorescent display, which is a lot easier to read, and you can see it from any angle, as opposed to our previous screen, an LCD screen, which was just a little fainter.
Also, that we've mentioned the icons are different between the two ovens. As opposed to before, you had something that would say program. Now you have a book. You use that to program. For the manual cook, you have a button that is, or a hand that's pointing at the screen to use. So you press that to do manual cook, and then this is your temperature change, which just changes the temperature of the oven. That's an actual bulb, so you realize that's for changing the temperature of the oven.
The symbols really were put into place just because of the language barriers when you do business worldwide, and also just across literacy barriers that we might come across. One of the really nice features on the new oven is just the speed of refresh, how fast it starts cooking. So all I need to do is just put my item in, and I can either just push the arrow down to get to the item that I want to select, or just push the button that is associated with that item, and within a fraction of a second, the item will start cooking. And you know, it's just very fast to the whole process. It's one step instead of having multiple steps.
Now, when you first go to use this oven in the morning, just like with the old AXP, you'll want to turn on to preheat the oven. But the difference between the old AXP20 and the new 22 is that with the old oven, you would see a rectangle that would fill up as the oven heated. Now, with the new one, there's an actual temperature bulb that looks like the mercury is rising within the bulb as the temperature rises within the oven.
Well, one of the last features of the oven, and you really don't notice it from the outside, but it's we've redesigned the Waveguide system in the oven itself. So now our Waveguide is removable, and the way we adhere the Waveguide to the oven is actually different. So it's not as critical the way you clean the oven on the inside, and the type of scouring pad that you might use in there.
Now, a few other points we want to make with this oven. The way the menu is actually laid out is a little bit different. With the new oven, you can actually see all 4 stages that you want to program right there in front of you: enter time, temperature, microwave, fan and IR, and then prompts you on the screen. Use the arrows to navigate. You press the amount that you want, and it's right there in front of you. You know how what you're going to cook. The old oven, there was 2 levels. You had to navigate between the first and the second. Just makes it a little bit more user-friendly in this way. And we've also eliminated the need for the old data cards that we used to use. Used to program the oven, then you have to take the card, put it in the bottom of the oven, and then load it within this card. So it's a little bit more difficult to use. We've done away with that, and we've moved to a USB port.
The USB will just make it more convenient for you to use, so you can just download the information from your computer, and you can come over here and just put it into your oven and upload the information, and you're all set.
So there you have it. There's the major differences between the AXP22 and the old AXP20. We'll be moving to the 22 from here forward. I'm Chef Will. This is Chef Tony. Thanks for stopping by the Culinary Center.